Established UAV above.
Hey, talk to
Oh
you
my
later.
god, oh my god. Oh
That's
my
nasty.
god. Oh my god.
That's nasty.
Oh
Holy
my
shit.
god.
Let's go! Yes!
You need to turn the game off, boy. Turn the game off.
Oh my
Cut the
god.
game off.
Hold that!
Cut the game off.
Perfect. What is up, YouTube? It's your boy, Temp Gaming, bringing you another incredible PC build. So today's video, I'm really excited because one, we're going to be using a new CPU we haven't used in the previous builds, and two, I'm excited because I really just want to play it. You know, we've been building a lot of Ryzens recently, and to be quite frank with you guys, I like Intel, so I'm not going to knock Intel, but Ryzen to me is going to be is proven to be a better gaming PC, right? So you're getting better workstation from like Intel, but Ryzen is just starting to produce some incredible processors. This is giving an incredible gaming experience. So that's why I'm really excited and why we've been working with more Ryzen builds. And plus, it's more economical, right? So that's in one case where people say, "Oh, you get what you pay for." You actually save money going with Ryzen, but you're getting, in my opinion, a much better gameplay from it. So that's that one-off that you could say, hey, we could spend a little bit less money and you're going to get better value, right, for your gameplay. But for today's build, it's actually going to be a PC build under $700. And I know we've been kind of going down. We did a $500 PC build and we did a $400 PC build. Originally, I was going to do like a $300 PC build, except I got a really good deal on the processor we're going to be building here, so I went ahead and bought it. But other than that, I'm going to go over the parts here, a little bit why we chose this build for the next computer build. So first and foremost, we'll start off with the processor. We're using a Ryzen 5 2600. This is an incredible processor, guys. So you get 6 cores, 12 threads inside of it. You get a 3.4 gigahertz base, and you get a max boost of 3.9. I like the Ryzens, and this one I'm going to be excited to build with it because A, it's unlocked, right, just like the Ryzens are. So you could overclock it. But before we go any further, I am not telling you to overclock a Ryzen 5 2600, nor would I tell you to overclock any other processor. A, unless you know what you're doing, right, and B, unless you have the right, thermal solutions for it and the right fans for them, right, because you could definitely ruin a processor by overclocking incorrectly. It does have a default TDP of 65, which is why I'm saying you want to make sure if you are going to overclock and you're going to go that route, make sure you get a better thermal for it, just so you can cool it down a little bit more. You're not going to run into any problems in the future, right? For the graphics card, we're using the mighty EVGA GTX 1050 Ti. This is one of the smaller cards as well. I like using the smaller cards, especially when we're putting them in our smaller boards or smaller compact cases. Don't get me wrong, I like using bigger cases too. That Gaming Plus that I did in that last video, that was a bigger case we used. But for some reason, recently I've been having a lot of fun doing more compact builds, just because it just looks a little bit cleaner in my opinion once you get all the cable management. The lighting looks a little bit better. Not to say you can't put incredible RGB lighting in a bigger case. Just recently I've been using smaller boards and smaller cards, but nonetheless, you're not going to have any issues putting a 1050 Ti. Just because it's a smaller card doesn't mean it doesn't pack a punch. So, and we will see. We'll get to that once we do it. For the PSU, I'm using a 450 bronze certified, 80 plus bronze certified power supply. Is going to be more than sufficient power to get us what we want to get. For the motherboard, that handy dandy B450M bazooka, just an incredible motherboard. Why have I been using these B450s recently? So I've been using the B450M bazookas motherboards because they're future-proof, right? I mean, you can continue to add on to them, and they're just really good for what they are. And they're less than $100. In some cases, I've gotten them anywhere between like $75 and $95. So if you look good enough for it, I paid $89 for this last going on, but I have gotten them as low as $75. Just look around, they do go on sale often. I'm using them for the space. I'm actually using a 1 terabyte hard drive and I'm also using a 120 gigabyte SSD. So why not go any bigger? You could definitely, if you want to get, if you want to store more, right? You want to have more. You could go with a bigger drive, but the only reason I went with a 120 SSD here is because this is where I'm going to put the Windows on, right? So we're not going to put anything else on here but Windows. If you want to add a bigger drive to it, you could, but that's what we put that 1 terabyte in for, and we're just going to run Windows off the solid state drive. It'll just boot it faster, and it's just going to be, you know, better overall. So, and for the RAM, I went with 4 gigs of 2 gigs of 2666 ballistic RAM. 2666 going to be plenty. And plus I got this on sale, which is pretty cool. I think I paid like $64 for this, for the two sticks of 4 gigs of RAM. So, and they're red, so it kind of matches everything that we have going on. We have some red LED lights. But other than that, guys, we're going to start this build up. We're going to get it going. I'll catch you guys when we're playing. All right, as usual, enjoy removing your graphics card because this is where you get your visuals from, obviously. So, as always, just remove the plastic from it, right? Take off the protectors. Make sure you touch the metal before. They come in static bags, but just in case, I'm always touching metal or grabbing something. I know I haven't mentioned that in my other videos too much, but I had an incident on that last piece, not the last PC build, but the one prior to that. The guy called me a week later. He had bought the one that I did for the Ryzen 3 2200G with integrated graphics. He ended up buying a graphics card, a really nice one, a 1060. He calls me and says, hey man, it's not turning on. And apparently he had shorted his motherboard. Long story short, I had to get a new motherboard for it. So just make sure you're always touching metal before you ever go stick your hand in your motherboard or touching these, because the least thing you want to do is, transfer static over. But we're going to go ahead and install this thing. Oh, obviously, I got to remove this part. All right, guys, so as usual, when you're putting in your card, and again, this is a smaller card, so you don't have to have like a holder for it. I forgot the term of it, sorry, but you don't have to have a holster for, or a bracket to hold it up, because it's not as heavy. Really doesn't weigh very much like some of those maybe 3-fan cards or 6 gig cards might weigh. Those 1060s are bigger cards, right? But just make sure just stay, be careful. Push that piece back and just enter it gently. I mean, you should never put a ton of force into anything when you're dealing with a computer. Everything should just go in just super smooth like butter. When it clicks in, you're done. That's it. It's in there. It's in there like swimwear. Yes, I know, it's beautiful, ain't it? She's a beaut. All right, ladies and gents, so there she is, fully complete. Got the cable management done. I'm testing out on this setup here real quick. So that's actually my son's setup back there, and that's mine. But I'm testing it here because I don't want to have to move a bunch of my stuff away. So let's power it on. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's really hard to power it on if the switch is off, right? I always do that. I don't know why. There we go. Red LED's working. You see, I like the way that looks when you got that red RAM in there. It just all looks super clean. Obviously, those lights turn on. The easy debug lights turn on, but they shut back off. So this is the first time we turn it on. I'm about to install Windows on. I just wanted to make sure everything's working as normal. There it is, Ryzen 5 2600. We're going to go ahead and run setup. So we're going to hit F1. And there she goes. CPU frequency 3.4 gigahertz. DDR speed 2667. Everything looks good. Everything, and I'm looking at it through my phone. I should probably look at the TV, but everything looks pretty good. Motherboard temps. Everything looks fantastic. 6 cores. Yes, 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 yes. So the only thing here, right? We just want to make sure our storage, that we see both of them great. So we can see the 1 terabyte right here. Right, that's the WD 1 terabyte, and then down here is the solid state drive, 120 gigs. So what we're going to do is we are going to install the Windows to the 120 gigabyte SSD, and then we'll just leave the 1 terabyte for everything else, for games and anything else that you want to run on it here. So we're going to power this thing off. We're going to install our handy dandy. That's my little bookshelf back there. But we're going to start our handy dandy Windows installer here, and then I'll catch you guys in a second. All right, we got it plugged in, and we're about to wait for it to start, and we're going to install Windows on it. So I'll just show you the quick basic setup. But guys, if you guys want to see how to install Windows on a USB, just let me know. I could probably do a quick video on it. Just leave a comment below in the description. Just say, hey, want to see how you do a Windows install. But it's super easy. But if you want to see it, just leave a comment. I'll do a quick video on it. So it is a free Windows version, right? We'll use Windows Pro. It's a free version. You'll always get, on occasion, a little watermark that pops up here. If you want to get rid of it, and you want to unlock the full Windows capacity, then you could just pay, whatever, $99 to get it. But the reality is that it's not a whole lot different. So one of the main, from what I know, right, is that you just can't customize that desktop, right? But everything else
works perfectly fine. So you just hit I don't have a product key down here. We'll go to Windows 10 Pro. Next. It's going to ask us where we want to install it to. Or should ask us that. Oh no, we got to hit the I've read everything. I promise you I've read everything button. Hit next. We'll go custom. And we'll go into the 100. So you want to go custom because we want to make sure we put in the solid state drive, which is going to be obviously your lower drive here, right? Which is right here. And then voila, we give it a second and Windows should be done. So I'll catch you guys in a little bit. We're going to let Windows install. It shouldn't take too long. And then we'll play a couple games on it.
All right, guys, so we're going to play a little bit of Overwatch. So the last couple builds I've been doing, I've been playing something like CSGO and Fortnite. But I wanted to play Overwatch because people have been saying, oh, well, you know, if you run CSGO, of course you're going to get over 150 frames, same as Fortnite. But Overwatch is a AAA title, and it just requires a lot of power. So at least to get the graphics that you want, right? So right now, showing 60. If we get a solid 60 frames without any frame drop on Overwatch, I will be super happy. A tad surprised. Maybe not surprised, but I'll be really happy. And the reason I say that is because when you compare this to, you know, a lot of people talk about comparing, you know, PC gaming to console gaming. And in a sense, I'm not going to do that with this particular build because it's twice the price of a console. But you could do a build that you can compete against a console with, you know, $400 or $500, and it'll be fair to compare to a console. And the reason I say that is because if you look at console gaming, you look at the frames you're actually getting on a console, you're getting, you know, 30 frames, 35 frames at best, and during cutscenes you might get 50, 55, on occasion 60 frames, right? If you're on a PS4 Pro or an Xbox X, then you might get a little bit better than that, but you're never running a consistent 60 frames per second. That's just unheard of. And the reason why is because you're actually playing on a console. You got integrated graphics, right? That's what you have, and on a PC you have a dedicated graphics card. So I mean, it's just completely different. So of course, just to end all discussion on it, you're gonna get better graphics on a PC. I mean, by far. That's what they're built to do, right? And it's not to say console gaming is bad, because listen, I love console game. I still play a lot of PlayStation. But if you really want to get good graphics and you want to get some really incredible gameplay, I mean, just beyond this world, then you know, you play on PC. So let's try this game out. You know, we're trying on epic settings right now. It's showing a solid 70 frames. And what I'm specifically looking for is there going to be any frame drops? You know, while we're running epic settings. With this Ryzen 5 2600, so we'll see what happens. I mean, so far it looks super clean, no issues, right? No frame drops, a little higher, 71, between 68 and 71, so looks pretty good.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Oh, I got a vacuum here. That orb does it, man. I mean, so, you know, just getting back to it, oh my god, we're getting wrecked here. That's a perfect spot for him to be.
Objective lost. Stop the payload.
I mean, this is really exciting, guys. We're getting a solid 70 frames on epic settings. I mean, that's just to say, you figure you bring it down to like ultra or high, you know, even like medium settings, you're gonna get over 90 frames, you know, and that's impressive. Despite what a lot of people may think, like, you know, and say, you hear a lot of people talk, oh, I get 150 frames. You can, you know, and it's never it depends what processor you have. I'm pretty sure if you put a Ryzen 7, you know, 2000 series of any sort with a GTX 1080, you're gonna get, you know, those types of frames. But on a build that you can make, you know, $750, you get it on sale. You know, maybe even $600, you know, removing the SSD on it, putting your Windows on your hard drive, you know, getting 90 to 100 frames on a AAA title, that's really, really good. So I'm really happy. Let's see if we get a couple kills, and then we'll go over to Fortnite.
Teleporter online. We move quickly.
Alright, so we got a little bit of that game. Let's get over to Fortnite, man. So we got a solid 70 frames running epic. I'm pretty sure, I'm not even going to run it on medium or high, because I know we're going to increase some frame rate. So we'll probably get about 90 frames if we bring it down to medium. So let's get over to Fortnite, try it out. Alright guys, so we're going to play a little bit of Fortnite. We're going to test it all on epic settings just to test it out and see, you know, to see what we can get, you know. Now, Fortnite doesn't take quite as much as Overwatch will. So, I'll be happy we get a solid 100, 120, 125 frames. Anywhere from 95 to 120 frames, I'll be super excited about it. Twice the frames you're going to get on console anyways, and you're going to get much better graphics because you have a dedicated graphics card. So, let's get right into it. Let's see if we get a couple kills. I'm going to take the video camera off just because I play different when, like, no one's watching me. Alright, boys. It is that go time. Alright guys, my favorite spot to land, Lucky Landing. I don't know why, it's just, I love it, you know, it's I guess maybe that's where I would always drop when I first started, so I always go there when I get a chance. Anytime we get this route that we have going on here, looks like we got a few people come with us too. Hopefully they'll stick to it in Lucky Landing and not try to go somewhere else, right? But it's always been my favorite spot. So right now we're getting over 100 frames, which is pretty cool considering we got everything set like on epic settings right now, so I'm really pleased with that. Let's see what it looks like we get into a battle. Oh, no chest in here. We'll take these though. Oh, I'll take these as well. That's it, that's all we get. Nothing else. Oh, I'll take a pump. We need a pump. Definitely need a pump in our life. I don't know if anyone else landed here with us, but we're gonna find out. See any leftovers? We're gonna find out. Oh, let's take some of these then. I'll leave the med kit. Why not? Go ahead. You get not the med kit, the pistol. All right, let's see if we can find assault rifle, man. We can swap it out with something here. Yeah, we need an AR of some sort. This just can't go down like this. I hear you. Dude, so we're getting 120 frames right now. I mean, like, that's just incredible. Oh, and I'm so sorry. So sorry for the gliders. You gotta go. We're good now. We're good to go. We got a pump and an AR. We're good. Let's go to Fatal. We got 2 minutes. We got to take out that team over there. So, I mean, we're getting anywhere from between 120 and 140 frames on epic settings. That is super good. I'm really pleased with that, guys. I don't see any frame drops right now. I mean, it just looks really... It looks really good right now. So we'll see what it looks like when we get into a battle. But I don't think we're going to see any frame drops. Just imagine what would happen if we set it like on high, you know, or medium. I mean, we get a ton more, but we wouldn't have to. I mean, you're going to get a solid gameplay. Anything over 70 or to be honest, guys, anything over 60 frames, you're going to get incredible gameplay. And I say that because when you compare it to a console, right? In console gaming, you're getting anywhere from 30 to 50 frames at best. Consistently, depending on what game you're playing and which console you're playing too. You know, on the higher part, that's considering you're playing. We got a whole team over here. Considering you're playing on PlayStation Pro or anything in that sort. Where's our team? We got a minute. Yeah, they're coming. All right. Should we take them on? They might see me already. That is funny. Oh, 116. Alright, so you guys get the gist of it. I mean, we got 120 frames, 112, 110 in this battle here, so I'm happy with it. I don't have any complaints with it in any way. Alright, everybody, so there it is. I am overall pleased with this PC build, and whoever gets is going to be really, really happy that they're getting it. So overall, the Ryzen 5 2600 is an incredible processor. Guys, for a $640 PC, you cannot go wrong. You're going to have an incredible gameplay. You're going to like it. I guarantee it. I had a ton of fun playing it. And you'll be able to play any of those games that you like to play. You know, CSGO, Fortnite, that's going to be a breeze. But if you want to play AAA titles, you want to play, you know, Overwatch, or if you want to play, you know, any of the Call of Duty games, you're gonna have no problem running those AAA titles, because overall it's a really good PC build, right? The graphics card is incredible. It's a 1050 Ti. If you have a little bit more money, if you don't mind spending an extra, $40, $50, then I suggest going into a 1060 or 1060 Ti. But again, you don't really have to. The idea is to get a really good computer, build a really good PC, you know, at an affordable price that you could still have money left over to buy some games, right? So one thing I didn't mention is if the Ryzen 5 2600 right now is coming with a free copy of the Division 2, which comes out in March. So if you guys like the Division, I definitely encourage you, if you want to get this game, it's probably going to be $60 when it comes out. So ideally take whatever you spent on the build. If it's $640 minus $60 of that, if you plan on getting the division, because that's what the game's going to cost anyways, because you're going to get a free code for a free copy of it. But other than that, guys, I had a lot of fun doing this build. I hope you guys did too. If you guys want to see any other builds, if you want to see something different, you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Use the comment box below. And also, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on. We'll catch you on the next one. Later.